Welcome into NBA Film Room. Today, I'm going to be breaking down Game 1 of the Western Conference Finals between the Dallas Mavericks and the Minnesota Timberwolves. The Mavs came out victorious in Game 1, 108-105, and we're going to dive into the Dallas offense versus the Minnesota defense, specifically with a focus on Minnesota's ball screen coverage. So let's jump into that right now. So let's start with an early possession in the game. One of the first couple offensive possessions, and we're going to see a ball screen right from the jump. We see Gafford coming out to set a high ball screen for Luka Doncic, and they're going to put Rudy Gobert in the ball screen coverage. This was clearly a point of emphasis for Dallas in their game plan. They were going to look to exploit this all day, and they absolutely succeeded in doing that. So we see Gobert here. Look at the space between Gobert and where the ball screen action is happening, right? We've talked about this in previous videos. This is called drop coverage, right? We have the ball screen defender, which is Rudy Gobert. He's guarding Gafford, who's setting the ball screen, dropped all the way back at the top of the key despite the ball screen happening out closer to midcourt. What that does is it allows Gobert to prevent Luka Doncic from getting all the way to the rim, right? He's going to stay in the center of the floor, and he wants to prevent Luka from getting to the rim, while also being able to get back to a roller because Gafford is not a shooter, right? It's really tough to play ball screen coverage like this against a team that has a big who can pick and pop. But against Gafford and Lively in this series, Minnesota likes to play this drop coverage. They thought they could do it with those two bigs. However, it did not work whatsoever. We're going to see this first possession as Luka comes off the screen. And we can see, first off, this is the problem that's going to happen for the entirety of the series if Minnesota stays in this coverage, which is in this drop coverage, the defender is going to go over the screen. And if Luka does a good job coming off the hip of the screener, which he did here, he's going to have the defender on his back. And this is something Luka Doncic is elite at. He keeps the defender on his butt, on his back, and does not allow the defensive player to recover, right? You see he's not relentlessly attacking Gobert here. What he's doing is keeping that defender at bay behind him and maintaining that advantage. And now it's basically a 2-on-1. That's kind of what Luka's trying to do. We see him get all the way into the paint and get to the floater, right? So again, when he's getting downhill here, defender's still at a huge disadvantage behind him on his hip. Luka has the ball in his right hand, going to his left initially, and now he's got an easy look for a floater. Next possession we're going to look at, first possession of the second quarter. Dallas is going to run a double drag screen, double ball screen, whatever you want to call it, and they're going to have Gobert, whoever has Gobert on them, which in this case is, once again, Daniel Gafford. He's going to be the last screener, or the second screener, in the ball screen action. And again, all this does is cause more confusion on the initial two ball screens, and now Gobert once again is put in a position to have to defend Luka off a ball screen, right? In this play, we see Gobert isn't as dropped as he normally is. He's actually more in a flat hedge, which is kind of even with the screener. But again, what happens is Gobert is going to refuse to switch. And the key here, if we'll go back, is we'll see on this screen, we're going to see initial switch, right? So McDaniel was initially on Luka. Now, Alexander Walker is forced to switch to Luka. So they're switching the guard-to-guard screen. But now on this screen, they're supposed to be in drop coverage. Instead, Gobert is a little bit higher than normal, but that's not the key. The key is that Alexander Walker is going to go under this screen. And by going under the screen, what happens is we see what we saw in a lot of the Pacers series in Game 1, which is a quick roll. Gafford's going to quick roll, and we're going to see Alexander Walker get stuck on the roll. So you see it here, right? You can see Alexander Walker early rolling. And now we have Alexander Walker stuck behind Gafford, which leaves Rudy Gobert on Luka Doncic. Rudy Gobert does not want to switch on to Doncic, and he's not going to switch on to Doncic. His belief here is that he's just helping temporarily to allow whoever is coming off the ball screen as a defender to get back to Luka. Again, that's Alexander Walker. He has no shot to get back to Luka at this point. And so Gobert is going to then back off. And now Luka's going to get a wide open three. Again, confusion on the defense. I like the action by Jason Kidd here, setting this double ball screen, causing the confusion. The key is this switch here. Alexander Walker isn't guarding Luka. He doesn't know what to do on this. He tries to go under. He gets caught. And now we see wide open, and Gobert's dropping back, right? Gobert thinks he's getting back to Gafford. Alexander Walker thinks he's staying on Gafford because he got caught on the screen, and it's a miscommunication leading to a wide open three. And this coverage and ball screen is a huge issue for Minnesota. We'll look now at a possession early in the third quarter, second possession of the third. And we're going to see again, high ball screen. This time it's for Kyrie Irving. And once again, this high ball screen, Jaden McDaniels is guarding Irving. Gafford setting the high ball screen. Gobert is guarding Gafford. Again, Gobert's a little bit higher than he was on some of the possessions in the first half, but he's still dropped relative to the screen. He's inside the three-point arc. This screen is happening 5 to 7 feet outside the arc. So Gafford's going to set the screen for Kyrie here. Kyrie's going to attack downhill, and he's going to attack right at Gobert. Notice Gobert really is not in good position to even stop Irving. He's kind of actually behind the screen. So Gobert has to get over now to help on Irving because, again, look at Jaden McDaniels. Jaden McDaniels is way behind Kyrie Irving. He is not recovering at this point. So now we've created a 2-on-1 on Gobert here. And so if we don't have backside help, which this was an empty ball screen, and by empty ball screen, what I mean is there was nobody else on the left side of the floor where the ball screen took place. Everybody else was on the right side of the floor, so they emptied out that side for just a pick and roll. So no one can help tag the roller here. So Kyrie gets here, and again, this is just exploiting Rudy Gobert. If Gobert stays back, these guards are going to get into the paint and get a nice little easy paint shot. That happened a lot in the first half. So Gobert tries to come up. Instead, this time Kyrie sees that, and so Kyrie is going to lob it up to Gafford, and he's going to slam it home, and Gobert has no shot from the jump. And again, this is all because of the ball screen coverage. Here we go again. 5:28 to go in the third. We're going to have another ball screen with Gobert. After Lively catches, he's going to swing it. Luka's got it. Now here comes Lively to set the high ball screen. Again, Gobert in the action. He's sitting at the right elbow right now, dropped, because he's not going to extend out. Here comes Luka off the screen. Once again, McDaniels on his hip. Luka gets in. And now McDaniels been burned so many times by Luka getting all the way to the paint that he really tries hard to get back this time. And the problem is what's going to happen here is his momentum is going to carry him so far past Luka because he's trying to get back, and Luka's going to use that against him and get a nice little easy jump shot. Just like that. Watch, again, real quick, all the space Luka creates here, right? Has him on his hip. Takes one more step hard with the left. McDaniels goes by, and that's an easy shot for him. Okay, last possession we're going to look at here. Doncic has it out top. They're up to a minute and a half to go. He's going to get it back, and we're going to see again a high ball screen from Lively. This time, notice what they do. Even with Gobert in the game, on the twist here, which is the rescreen, they're going to trap Luka. Luka looks. Towns is staying home on Washington. Anthony Edwards is staying home on Kyrie. And Mike Conley is kind of in the middle between P.J. Washington and Lively. Now Conley commits to Lively on the roll. And so Lively catches in the paint here. Notice Anthony Edwards is crashing down as well to help on Lively. And Lively's going to end up traveling. And it's a big turnover. So I did like the decision there to switch it up because they hadn't done it the whole game and you wanted to see something different. But I do want to mention one thing, and that is if they do this in game 2, I wonder if they'll have success because the reality is if Lively catches this under control here and just jump stops, it's like take your pick. Yes, Towns can get out and cover Irving, but he's wide open at the moment. And on the right side, if he kicks this out to Derrick Jones Jr., it's literally a practice shot. I mean, you have a guy in Conley who's covering the ball in the middle of the paint, and you have Derrick Jones Jr. wide open in the corner, and Dallas is smart. They'll start putting P.J. Washington or Green in the corner and have those guys be the guys ready to catch and shoot if Derrick Jones Jr. can't knock it down. So I don't know that this is a viable option with Gobert because, again, he's never sprinting back anywhere here, right? And you can make an argument that everybody can be covered here on rotation with the exception of Derrick Jones Jr. So in this action, which I could see happening if they start blitzing, they're going to get a lot of wide open threes. That's the one thing they don't want to give up. It's very, very interesting. I don't know what Minnesota is going to do. Maybe they try to go under ball screens and live with Luka and Kyrie shooting, tough off the dribble threes, deep off the dribble threes, but I don't know that blitzing is a viable option for the entirety of the game. I know that drop coverage is not an option at all for the entire game. And so I think we're going to see them mix it up, but I don't know that either of those options is going to be the answer to this problem. And I don't know that there is an answer to the problem if you have Rudy Gobert in the game. That's all I got for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed this breakdown of the Mavericks and Timberwolves. If you like this content, let me know in the comments below. Let me know if you wanted me to keep doing this and do it on the next video. I can do game 2 as well. Also, check out my video I did on the Pacers game 1, Pacers Celtics game 1, and also check out the video I'll have tonight posted about the Pacers Celtics game 2. Thanks you guys for tuning in, and I'll catch you next time.